I'd like to thank you for subscribing and supporting this channel. Please, if you have not subscribed yet, do it. This episode was suggested by Geno Haunter. If you wish to propose a character, do it in the comment section. Let us begin. As you stroll through the haunted graveyard after falling from the attic, a myriad of ghosts manifest themselves all around you, having a wonderful midnight spree. Towards the end of your tour through these sacred grounds, you find a strange sight between seemingly all Victorian or late 18th century ghosts. A mummy. This mummy is trying to speak to an old man's ghost who has some hearing problems, and the mummy has a hard time either speaking the man's language or talking through its tight bandages. What many of you might ask is, why is there a mummy at the mansion? The haunted mansion was made by many creative minds, and so it has many gags and scares that sometimes seem odd. The graveyard was Mark Davis's territory, and it was supposed to be funny, with each set of ghosts having something funny about them. Here, he presented a communication problem with two ghosts. But why a mummy? Well, Haunted Mansion back in the day had only a single explanation as to having both Victorian, Egyptian, and Roman ghosts. The mansion was a retirement home for ghosts from all over the world. They even justified the Haunted Mansion opening delays from 64 to 69 by saying they were out looking for the ghosts. A mummy seems like a no-brainer from a generation such as Davis's that grew with the Egyptomania. Came after King Tut was found in a supposed cursed unleashed at its finders. The series of Universal Mummy films came out, and soon Walking Dead mummies with curses came associated to the monster world. The early stages of the mansion featured several monsters, including Frankenstein, an idea that was crossed later. The mummy remained as part of the ghosts from all over the world idea, but with time fans wanted answers and they were given to them through various media. According to Disney, he is Prince Amenmos, son of Pharaoh Thutmose I. He was a great overseer of soldiers. During his life he snuck into the temple of Anubis and stole an artifact. The god then cursed him with an enchantment that could only be broken by passing the curse to others. The series of misfortunes and tragedies caused by this curse ended in a gruesome premature death at war, where the prince died before his own father did, never gaining the status of pharaoh. He rested in his tomb for almost 2 millennia, cursed in the afterlife. During the 19th century, rich British patrons began sponsoring tomb raids to collect all sorts of artifacts, treasures, and even mummies. One of these raiders was Colonel Bartholomew Tusk, who found Prince Amenmos' tomb. In his chamber, he found all sorts of treasures and products from all over the world, including ancient tea leaves. Tusk took the mummy along some treasures to England and sold the tea leaves at a high price. The mummy came back to life, killed Tusk, and drank some of the leftover tea, which helped him remember his former life. One of Tusk's relatives was a woman, similar to one the mummy had known when alive. The mummy spied her and planned to capture her, but he listened to her talk and disliked her for her shallow personality. The mummy went back to sleep and is eventually sold to collectors in America, until a rich family from New Orleans, who also bought an ancient Gorgon portrait, won the highest bid, took the mummy with them and the sarcophagus back to their Bayou estate. Upon arriving, this new acquisition was so esteemed, the Victorian mummy unwrapping party was held with the finest French-American and American families from Louisiana. With great care and surrounded by a big audience, the mummy's wrappings were removed to show its well-preserved body, much to the awe of all. One lady even fainted upon the sight of such corpse. The touching of the corpse and the offense of removing its funerary attire allowed Amenmos to transfer his curse to the Graceys. Yes, a unusual things had happened to previous owners of the house. But after the fun unwrapping party, tragedies, wedding cancellations, and even deaths began at the mansion. This character, though insignificant, may be responsible for the Gracey's demise. Master George Gracey Jr. brought a mummy back from his posh Victorian trip to Egypt. A special Egyptian-style crypt was built for the mummy in the graveyard, where it was exhibited for all sort of Halloween parties through the years. The mummy did bring its curse upon the Graceys and caused their misfortunes and eventual deaths. The mummy itself is also one of the fanfiction reasons why Madame Leota is called in the first place. One of the caretaker's dogs enters the crypt and remains trapped where it dies. This mummy animatronic is present in California, Florida, and Tokyo haunted mansions. It is also presumed to be in mystic manner, but nothing very clear has been said about that. It was originally intended by Ken Anderson to be King Tutankhamun, as part of their international ghost characters along with Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. So, what do you think about this character? Could the mummy be responsible of all the curses in this house? Be sure to like and subscribe and write which characters would you like to hear about. I'll see you all a little later.